All right, we're still continuing Nimrod Stone on our show. Let's now go to you now. Will we ever get something from you? You working on the show, your music. You've been doing that show very, very well. Absolutely brilliant show as well. You know, will we have you doing a completely Tswana album?
Oh,
I mean, Karen did the Afrikaans albums, eh?
A completely Tswana album, I don't know. I don't know. I think it wouldn't be an honest album if I did that. Okay. It would be a concept album.
Okay.
Because we are influenced by so much. And every time I put out music, for me, I try and draw on a lot of my influences, be it current, past, or associates experiences or whatever, you know. So I think what I'm going to do, rather, I'm going to do my last full studio album. And then not to say I'm quitting music, but after that I'll probably be doing singles, EPs, and features.
Yeah.
Because then somebody gave me an idea to do maybe then a track for each year I've been in the industry, which is 21 years now. So I'll do a 21 track project, probably half of it hip hop, half of it dance and other genres, or maybe just two different
tempos. As the spirit leads.
As the spirit leads, you know. And then I'll do that. Because
that would be nice. I mean, that's what I can refer to my kid as. We grew up on that guy. You know what I mean? Whether you look at Jay-Z, there's someone that he says now influence them and also appeal. Do you know what I'm saying? I think a point of reference of young people is like 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
No, it's crazy. Even the amount, the rate that the music is coming out.
Exactly, man. You know, we have no sense of musical history and contribution. You know, we are on this, I'm standing on this mountain and I'm the one that's doing this and this and this and this. You know, there were shoulders of giants that you now are enjoying. You know, there are people, whether you look at television presenting, you and I are television hosts. I look to Kansas City, I look to Jabulani Mdlalose, Dostonoche, I look to all those guys until I got Jam Early. And I did this but there were guys before and I paid tribute to those guys. You know, right now, we have to have Anko so that people can see lip sync battle. We had
long time ago with the proper format, you know. I saw actually on the episode that the first Bongo Maffin was on, there was Bongani Nchanga from Malaika.
Yes.
He won that episode, you know.
Yes. And Mandoza was there, no Slicker was there as well, you know. Let's go to you as a man, you're a family man. You know, are there any man issues that you champion out there? Because, you know, I was speaking to DJ Melon and he was talking about role models. It's sad that young people would have celebrities as role models, really and truly.
I think, look, man, it's you know, we're living in the age of the social network also. So you find that even, it's just difficult, I think, in South Africa, where you find the erosion of the nuclear family. You know, a lot of the time, kids are growing up in single-parent homes. The parents are separated. So as a result, you find that who generally is away is the father. You know, so you know you know those terms where people have issues about baby mothers and whatnot. I think for me it's about where we have to really think carefully and deeply about how we're raising our kids. You know, and what we let them know. There are certain things that you know, say our parents, that we will never know about what happened before, say, we were born, or what happened when we were young and stuff. You know, say your grandmother and your grandfather's business, you don't know it. But today, you know, you can have two people who are involved in something that's private, playing it out on a social network.
As in your case.
I'm talking exactly about that. And, you know, you find that all human beings, I think, have their shortcomings, and all human beings have their achievements, you know, have what they've done. And to have that played out, I think, in a public platform really puts a strain on a situation that is already strained.
You know what? When I read that, it's I don't know. I find it a bit. ill-advised, like you're saying, you know, because I have to leave a legacy for my son.
Yeah.
You know, you can come to my house, you and your family, you can come to my house, berate me all you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now, you put me out there on blast, and I have my legacy just gets tattered by, you know, Simnandugu, the founder of the social network.
Yeah, I think, look, so, I mean, I never went out, you know, saying to anyone that I was perfect, you know. And, you know, when that comes at you, and it, you know, the tone is like associating, you know, you can wear all the Kadusi suits you want, but you are this or you're that, you know. So it attaches now sponsors, it attaches, but what does that have to do with the other? And then you go back and you look at the person, you know, who is leveling these things against you, and you look at, you know, them, and you're like, well, you know, if you look at it a bit closer to yourself, the situation is not so impressive at all. So is this really about the issue that you're going at me about, or is it about me? You know, are you there to embarrass me? And it really doesn't achieve anything, especially if we're public people. I think public, it's a dangerous space to be in, because once something goes out there, you can never really take it back. So
then how do you manage that, Stone, in terms of being a public figure and also managing, this is your private life, and there's your kid involved, which we must always, the kid must come first. Do you know what I mean? We must play the man and not the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still have to explain to my kid when they grow up, there was once in this year a tirade that came, and this was, you know, how do you then manage it so that at least we know you the truth? You know what I mean? And I see bang indaba esingazazi as people.
I think the first thing is to truly learn from mistakes when they do happen. You know, it's experience, and the only thing that you can do is to be honest about how everything panned out, you know, and to also, you know, understand that you are a public figure. So you can't let stories just go alone unmanaged. You have to, on your side, as a person who understands how PR works, you have to also lay your honest side of the story. And what I've learned now over the years is to have certain journalists that you trust, that you know are not going to twist anything that you say, you know. And then you go there and put your side of the story, and then you leave it up to the public to make up their own minds. Because at the end of the day, trying to live a life where you're going to impress everyone, you're going to actually end up doing the opposite, where you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but because you're trying to impress everyone, you're never going to be honest about the human condition that you suffer from.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so now for now, you know, look, I hope all of us learned a lesson from this.
Yeah.
My daughter didn't need this, but it's happened, and I hope for her it's something that strengthened her, because behind the scenes, I think we did our best to, you know, really put her in the right perspective about this. She also, you know, put her own opinion about this ahead, and people listen to her, because she's 16 now, and hey, we have to listen to her.
Man, we were tantalized by the advent of Stone Age.
Yes,
you know, we thought, okay, fine. Finally, khona la ipoto kuzaphekwa yonke lento khona. Siphi Stone Age, is there anything efana nale esazoyenzeka?
I don't think so. I don't think there'll be another record label coming from me, because it's not my talent to manage people, you know. I remember even grade 1, I think I read, my mother showed me a report from grade 1 of mine, you know, and I almost flunked grade 1 because I lost interest halfway through the year, because the other kids were just not learning at the right rate, you know, well, at the same rate as me, because my mom was a teacher. So I knew how to write and read before I even got to grade 1. So, and then I think that I've had that problem ever since throughout life. And that was one of the things that, you know, we got to Kalawa, Oskido gave us a few pointers, and like this, we were picking up everything, absorbing like sponges, you know, everything. And I've come across artists where they're not learning at the rate that they should be learning, man. They still do a show, and the same mistakes from the last show are still there, and you are like hemorrhaging money, you know? You are like, this guy's not learning. And when but the money's going, you know? So for me, after some time, it's just young hater. So, and so, but I am more about brand building, and I would love one day to open a brand agency where we develop brands, you know, so develop artists that are already, you know, say in the top 10.
Yeah.
But their brand approach is not so strong. I would love to be able to, you know, help them out and consult for them in that regard. Teach them how to have longevity, how to diversify their brand, how to build the equity of their brand, and so on and so forth. You know, so yeah, I think that's the area that I want to do. And I also have other dream projects, like I'm doing, you know, the 40-20 phenomenon with my charity cycle challenge, and that's where I'm spending a lot of time and doing a lot of brand exercises, you know, while attaching that with a lot of CSI and giving back.
Wow. Yeah. And your show, how is your show doing? Are we still going to see you there?
Afro Cafe?
Yeah.
Yeah, Afro Cafe, yeah, it's doing very well. We are now in our 12th season.
Yeah.
And we have moved to 9 p.m. on a Saturday. So it's a new time slot for us to get excited about.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, people are not going to complain too much, because 10 o'clock on a Wednesday night was a bit brutal for working people. And I think most of our fans are working people, you know. So, yeah, I hope that will bring it back up. It's a great area for me to expand my Tswana.
Yes.
Because I read a script like this and translate on the fly. So, yeah.
But you're still enjoying it?
I'm still loving it. I'm
still
loving
happy?
it, man. I'm a fan of all the artists that come through, you know, so it's like a free show.
Jeez, but what keeps that show together in terms of 12 seasons? It's not an easy thing to keep, whether it's you, the host, but all the other nitty-gritties must come together as well, such as research as well, such as the production as well. You know,
Absolutely.
the value of having that show, to have it for 12 seasons, it's not easy.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you're running this production here right now, and you've been on other productions. You know what it takes to really maintain, and it's not just a one-man show. Definitely not. First and foremost, I think I've got a great chief executive producer, which is Pepsi Pogani. You know, he's from the TV world, so he understands what it is to be this side of the camera. But he absolutely gives freedom with regards to the show, with enough control though. Letitia Masina, she's a great producer also on the show. We've got a great team, Relebogile Mabocha, you know, she's passionate about music and television equally. Yeah. You know, and behind them, you know, there's a great team of people who've been with the production for a while. So everyone has their contribution to the show. So yeah, we have a great time, and it's a great, tight family.
All right, man. Your family okay?
My family is good, man, growing like weeds, in good times and bad times, growing.
And how, just one last question. How important is it that your better half understands the volatile world that you live in, albeit that it is the matrix, we come in and we get out, if you have the ability though, you know what I mean, to get into this world, do what you gotta do, and be able to sit here and do homework?
Man, it will be 18 years. I mean, on the 18th of June, it will be 21 years, you know, since Kimushela and Tumela.
Wow.
And, I mean, it's been a great life, man. We've had our ups and downs. She's my best friend, and she understands. She can take it, you know. I think a lot of women wouldn't put up with a lot of the stuff that she's had to put up with over the years. And because of that, it's made me want to be a better man for her. So, yeah, she's all good, man.
Ride or die.
Yeah, ride or die, man. Like, yo, all I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend.
No, brilliant. Stone, what an absolute pleasure to catch up with you. Should your fans be looking out for something in the future, in the immediate future?
No doubt, no doubt. You know, with the 40-20 phenomenon, we're trying to really do a lot of social upliftment, and I want to concentrate also amongst the arts. We've been going to high schools and stuff, so but now I want high schools, primary schools, and ECDs. But I want to concentrate now amongst artists, fellow artists. So I'm looking to do a music conference somewhere in the Northwest, an arts conference rather. So it will be dance, fine art, and music. And of course, I'm a fine artist and I want to do an exhibition, you know, still under the 40-20 phenomenon. So there's quite a lot that we want to do and increase the my brand.
Yeah, man.
Make people go to my province, man, and increase the economy, everything.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So how do I get to see the info? Where do I log on?
You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter as Stonito, and Stonito Seate on Facebook, and you can go to 4020.co.za. That's our website to check everything out. We also developing an app on the Google Play Store and the App Store.
Wow! All right, that is it. Thank you.
Litona.
Wow! My gosh. Before I was on Jam Alley, this is the guy we followed for parties. And one day I had the pleasure of meeting Stone, Thebe, Bruce. We sat on the table like this. But to see a person who is in the same industry, akhula, aphila, and thriving, we must then ask ourselves, what values must we extract from him? Then we must give him an ear, isn't it? So such is the case in our conferences azobe ana. So come in, support him as well. Learn artists not to be a flash in the pen, but to impact the society, to impact the country, so that when we look back, we can say, okay, let's study a group called Bongo Maffin. Who were the members of that group? And the pleasure and the honor of having sat with one as a pillar. We honor him. Do stay with us.